Hey, buddy, do you want to go for a walk? Oh, he's got to rub in the dirt first. Oh, pretty soon Daddy's going to have to trim the trail, little boo. Yeah, we got a good rain a few days ago. So in a day or two, we should do another morel sweep, little boo. See if you find any more morel mushrooms back here. There's a few spots that I usually find them, and I haven't found any this year. And there's spots that had them that I've never seen before this year. Yeah. My girlfriend found the biggest one. Oh, little boo. What's he doing? Oh, little boo. I can hear an animal or something around here. Don't you want to see it? Oh boy, little boo. Daddy's got to reset the fire pit too. No time tonight though. No. Doing some house chores, huh, little boo? I gotta do the dishes, which won't take too long, and then a quick once over in the kitchen, and then finish laundry, and then do vacuum. The worst thing is at the end. You don't like that, do you? Oh, look how dusty he is. He's a little dust bunny, isn't he? He's a little dust bunny. Boy, he was outside all day today too, and he still wants to hang out with Daddy outside. Yeah, well, when I'm house cleaning, there's really not a whole lot of things we can do together. So it's nice to take a quick break. Oh, a little bit. Yeah, I got my camo pajama pants on. Yeah, no one can see the bottom half of me out. Yeah. I think 2 days ago I looked back here and found only 2 or 3 mushrooms in the areas we searched before. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a couple more than that, and then a few. Actually, yeah, they were all in areas we've searched before. Some of them were pretty dry, and I think we found almost all of them because I would find stems of ones we've found before, so that tells me we did a pretty thorough job. Little boo, you tired? Yeah, you tired, kitty. Yeah, there were a bunch in this area here, mostly up on the hill. I've never found them there before. The closest I found was by, I believe, that tree back there, and they were all up by that down tree. My girlfriend had like half a dozen of them or something like that. Yeah, while she found those, I was in there looking after we already looked. Yeah, we filled that bag up, almost halfway full, little boo. Almost 2 pounds. There was about 2 pounds worth. I came back a day or two after and got the ones we missed, as I mentioned before. So that was a solid, I'd say about 2 pounds total. You had those. Yeah, we gave some away. We enjoyed some with my parents and grandma and brother. I can't remember if he had one or not. Yeah, no, I think he did. Grandma did too. Hold on, but I don't think my mom did though. No, not everyone's down for wild mushrooms. I can understand that. Yeah, these ones are safe though, little bit. Yeah. The false ones are quite a bit different, and I've never seen one, at least on this property. Yeah. We only get the white / gray and yellow morels. Yeah, we don't get the black ones. The black ones are beautiful. I've never seen them here. I heard they're a little more earthy taste. Yeah, look how high this grass is back here, little boo. Got to bring the weed whip back here, you know. Do some weed whipping. Yeah, keeping the trail maintained. But we got a decent rain a day or two ago. So that means in a few days from now, I'll have to do a quick search and see if I can find any more mushrooms. But the bulk of the season's for sure done. Yeah, when my girlfriend and I were back here, it was just amazing with how many mushrooms we found. That's been happening the last 3 years I've had mad morels. I think it was about 3 years ago or so, where I only found 2. All conditions were perfect, with the exception of lack of rain was a problem. And that's what you need with those things. Yeah. Ooh, mosquitoes are out now too. Not bad, but they're out. Which is unfortunate, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I find morels back here, not a whole lot, but some. Haven't found them this year yet. A year or two ago, I found a couple big ones in this area too. I haven't found them yet. They tend to work their way from the south, which is that way, to the north, which is where I'm standing, to the north there. And that seems to be how they are through the U.S. and everywhere else in the world. They start in the south and work their way north. So that's kind of how it seems to be on the property too, which is kind of cool. Yeah. Short-lived, about 2 or 3 weeks. I found them in early June, but I think they're ones I missed from May. But yeah, that's how it usually goes home, little boo. But yeah, where we're at, they start late April. And May is Morel month of Michigan. Yeah, that's what they say, and that's how it usually is. You can find the big ones home, little boo. The field was tilled up, but they drove something through there that flattened everything. But I think what we need is a good rain in order to do some rock hunting. I'll have to do that one of these days. Make sure Cinnabon's inside, though. He doesn't like going back there. And if he does go back there, he doesn't like going into the field very far. And sometimes they'll hide in the woods and stay there for a long time. So we'll keep him inside for his safety. What's he doing? What's the baby doing over there? It's a little chilly. It's in the 50s tonight, which isn't bad. It's actually the perfect temperature if you had to work on some cars or something like that. Which I do need to do. I got to pick a day or take a day off and work on the expedition. It has a lot of annoying small problems. Nothing too serious. Need to do spark plugs on it. I don't think it's ever been done. It has 125,000 miles. That's pretty bad. I don't think it's ever been done. And I gotta fix the driver's side window. I think it needs a regulator. Have to fix the driver's side door lock. I think it's just a broken wire in the door jamb. Not too bad. A few other small things. Needs a transmission service. I should also service the rear front differential, the transfer case. I should be able to do all those with the exception of the transmission. I'm on the fence about that. Yeah, generally you want to leave those alone. But watching some videos on it, I could probably do it. We shall see. My understanding with that transmission, there's O-rings that go bad and some sort of a connector. And so I want to get ahead of that. And it looks like something I could do. But transmissions, you got to be careful with those. You don't want to mess those up. We'll see. Yeah, the issue is I don't necessarily... I've had the best of luck with shops lately as far as when I had my Mercedes in. And it was mostly cosmetic. Actually, it was all cosmetic. And I don't know. That's something I don't really do that much. Body work, not that kind anyway. But sometimes you do things better yourself, especially if it's your car. Like when you wax a car, wash a car. No one's going to do it better than yourself if you're capable of that. It's not too hard, But yeah, you just take the extra special care when you change the oil, let it drain longer than any shop will, that kind of thing. Use the right oil, the right quality OEM filters. A lot of oil change places to save money. And they pass the savings on to you, right? Somewhat, but they use cheap oil, garbage filters, and that's not a good idea for something as simple as an oil change. Now I'm going on a tangent, aren't I? I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I think I've done 3 oil changes on that thing so far since I've owned it. Maybe 2, at least 2 for sure. Had 115,000 miles when I got it. And I changed oil every 4,000 to 5,000 miles in synthetic, which some would say that's too much, but I believe that frequent oil changes will get you a long way. Even with synthetic motor oil, I use quality oil. I've used Mobil 1, but lately I've used Valvoline, which is just a couple bucks cheaper and is probably just as good. It's in the same realm. Valvoline's a good oil. Yes. And I think it burns just a little bit, not bad. Probably not quite a quart. It's a 7-quart system, so if it's down a quart, yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I think that's within the Ford specifications, isn't it, little boo? I think Chevy says a burning a quart per 1,000 miles is acceptable. I find that to be terrible, but that's just me. But yeah, I don't think it's quite, maybe a quart every 4,000 miles. So that's when I change it. It's not so bad. That's not so bad, huh, little boo? If it's really bad, you can always add some oil change, huh? Yeah. All right, little boo, daddy's got to get back to work inside. You're going to follow daddy or just going to chill back here? You can do whatever, little boo. It's your woods, I'm just here for the ride. Got to do a nice detail, too. On the expedition, the front, the Ford logo, I think a stone chip hit it or something, and they're cheaper than they used to be. It knocked, apparently it's like the blue part of the Ford logo is painted, so a stone chip hit it, cracked it. Half of like the blue paint came off, so it's half silver now. It looks ridiculous. So For like 20 or 30 bucks, I bought a new Ford logo. I'm going to put it on there when I detail the outside. The Flex Fuel logo on the back, which is basically just kind of marketing garbage, is also faded, and I thought about just pulling it, but I'm just going to pull it and put a new one on just to make it look fresh, you know. When you detail the exterior, you want it to look decent. I got put new wheels, well, new to me wheels and tires on it too, which I have in the shed. So yeah, I could spend easily a day on this thing. So we just got to find time a little bit. We're busy, aren't we? We're busy bodies. Yeah. Do as much as I can myself, and there's a few things I might have to shop to. I want to have them pressure test the coolant system. It was leaking coolant externally. You can see like puddles and stuff and things dripping, and that suddenly stopped. So I think maybe with the weather changes, it kind of sealed itself, but I want to have them pressure test it, get ahead of that, so I don't have to deal with that in the winter, you know. Maybe have them do the transmission too. And it also needs rear shocks, so I got to do that. I think I'm going to do the shocks myself too. But anywho, yeah, there's a lot of stuff I got to do in that car. Kind of like the Explorer when I bought it. You know, it was used, so there was a lot of things I have to do to it, much like this. It's a 2012. Has over 100,000 miles. You're going to have to do some stuff to it, you know. Oh, little boo, not a brand new vehicle. No, we got to do stuff to it. We usually don't get mushrooms on this exact part of the hill. A little further down we do, which is very odd how they do that. I think it helps to leave the trees down. My girlfriend noticed that a lot of them were beside these down trees, and some of them I cut up after they fall. Some of them I drop, like this one right in the middle of the frame. Looks like it's dead or dying. I kind of turned it a little different color. So maybe we'll leave more down. Animals also benefit from that because trees have been falling for a very long time, and that's what they're used to, and some animals depend on that. So yeah, that's what I think we're gonna do. Cinnabon likes running on them too. This log has been here for a very long time. He still likes to jump and run on it. This one's down too. I might just let that one fall naturally. But there's some that they'll probably drop. Oh, little Bo. Yeah, Daddy's got some tree work ahead of him too, huh? It's always something to do, huh? Always something to do. Yeah, we found a bunch in here too. There's probably, I'm sure there's still some right now as we speak. Dried out. Even when they're dried out though, you can kind of get them to reconstitute. Oh, little Boo. Yeah, just soak them in some water for a while. That's part of the process anyway, soaking the mushrooms in salt water after you cut them in half or quarters, however big they are. Lately though, I've been cutting them in half, even the bigger ones, because when you cook them, they do cook down some. I always cook them longer than normal just because you want to make sure they're fully cooked, and they taste better when they're fully cooked. We get some in here too. Don't we, little Boo? Yeah. Get mushrooms all over the place. Get a handful in here too, don't we? Yeah. You know, we haven't had any on this little, I call it ridge there on this side of the trail. We get some too, but not this year yet. So still a couple places I'm waiting for morels to pop. So I think we need a little more rain, some more heat, and we'll probably have another run. Probably not as nice as the last one we had, but we'll have another run, I think, a little bit. I think we'll have another morel run. Well, I appreciate the encouragement. Yeah, what's going to happen is they'll be cutting the grass or something, you know. Running against the clock. And then I'll see a morel, and then that cancels the lawn, and then I just search for morels for hours. That's okay, isn't it, little Boo? Yeah, that's not so bad. No. Anyway, I think I've rambled long enough, so thank you all for enduring that. We hope you're doing well and being safe out there, too. And we'll talk to you next time, huh, little Boo? Yeah. It's a nice day for a woods walk with the baby, isn't it? Dad's got to do dishes now. I don't have that many. But got to do them regardless. Yeah. He'll help. He'll use his little mitts to dry him and get hair all over the place, but that's okay. Yeah.